What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull Up and Chat. My name is BJ Mathews, aka B Jizzle. Before we get started, also on the YouTube page, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast, Spotify, Iheartradio, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast, as well as follow us on our Instagram page, B Jizzle, BJIZZLE. My co-host Rick Masters at RickMasters23. Continue to like, share, and subscribe all of our YouTube videos. Hit that notification bell on top of the screen. Get all updated content. Let's get it popping. So here it is, man. Look, you guys did read the title correctly. The Los Angeles Lakers, will they make the playoffs this season? Um, there's a number of factors that go into why I'm making this video because we are getting to the All-Star break. We were hearing a lot from people who weren't ready to write the Lakers off that, give it time. And I believe over 40 games in, we're looking at a team that's pretty much who they are. And we have to start looking, okay, well, is this team going to be able to come out of this and make the playoffs, or is this going to be a team where they're just going to start, flummoxing? So I'm going to get to it. So let's get it going. So I've been kind of hearing some chirping. I live out here in San Diego, which is right up the street from LA. A lot of my family live in LA. You know what I'm saying? Um, you hear the chirping from people, getting a little concerned with this Laker team. Because like I just said earlier, when the Lakers were struggling earlier this season, people were saying this is too soon. Like they're going to make the playoffs. They're going to be all right. Blah blah blah. But now we're starting to see more problems consist of with this team. Starting with, of course, Frank Vogel, the whole thing with him. I'm gonna get into that a little later. Westbrook has been a thing all season. Does he fit with this team? Anthony Davis being in and out injured, LeBron being in and out injured, this team being older, the nucleus of this team not fitting. So there's a lot of negative things going on more than positive. So now we have to start looking at it like, could they miss the playoffs because of just a number of different errors and things that just didn't work out? I mean, we have to be honest and ask these questions because they only have 30 games left of this season. So, and of those 30 games, 20 of those games are against teams over 500. Because you guys remember, the Lakers they had probably the easiest schedule in the NBA starting off. So that was their time to make their run and have a record where they're in the fourth or fifth spot. Even if you didn't make it to the top spot, you should at least be in the fourth or fifth spot. So that's why I can't give the pass to people when they say they didn't have their big three the whole season, because you played against teams who didn't have any big three or didn't even have a real dynamic duo, and you still have a low record. You still have a team that's under 500. You still have a team that has a number of different errors with this team. They're not clicking. Let's start with the Frank Vogel issue. Me personally, I don't think Frank Vogel's at fault because you got to remember, this man when he had the pieces, they won a championship 2 years ago, 2 seasons ago. But we all know that the coach is always going to get the blame when things don't go right. That's just how basketball is. They're not going to put blame on the players. They're going to put blame on the coach first. But my personal opinion, Frank Vogel does not deserve to be fired. You know what I'm saying? I think this is a thing that's on the team. Anthony Davis has been in and out injured. You just saw him a couple nights ago. He was out against the Charlotte Hornets. They lost. And then he comes back tonight against Atlanta. They lose again. But two games ago against Philadelphia, he was playing well. He played well against Joel Embiid, dominant. And against Brooklyn, he was kind of just subpar. But, I mean, you fell on your hand against Philadelphia. You out for a game, and you come back for a game. So it's a lot of inconsistency. Of course, Russell Westbrook, we talked about this all season. He just doesn't fit. Not saying that he's the main problem, but he doesn't fit with this team. Wasn't the right move. So now you're trying to get to the trade deadline to try to find something for him. Problem is that his trade values went down so low because of the play and performance y'all put him in, the position y'all put him in as a Laker team, that nobody really looked and nobody really wants him. And that's sad because Russell Westbrook's going to go down as a top 75 player and a Hall of Fame player. So for not any team to really want him at this time just speaks volume how much the Lakers really messed this up. And that brings me to King James. Listen, LeBron's been playing at a unbelievable level. I don't think I've never seen a guy at his age in the NBA history performing at the level he's performing at. So we have to give him credit for that. For you to be 37 years old, to be averaging damn near 28 points a game, leading the league in scoring, and putting up the stat you're putting up is remarkable. But then again, we have to also give him some blame. Now, this is what was reported. You wanted to have Russell Westbrook there. Rob Pelinka had the deal on the table for Buddy Hield to come to the Lakers. This is what's been reported, so I'm just reciting what's been reported. Buddy Hield was on the table to go to the Lakers. Kyle Kuzma, they said Kyle Kuzma he was already signed and deal ready to go. And then it turns out that deal didn't go through. You send Kuzma to Washington for Russell Westbrook, and you added KCP and you added Montrezl Harrell, and then you let go of Alex Caruso. So you let go of 4 of your key pieces um, from the previous season. I said it myself, I don't think they should have broken that team up. I think they should have ran that back with Anthony Davis, a healthy Anthony Davis, and would have played with that regular group and team, and they would have had a better chance than what they have now. Because what you have now with Westbrook, a piece that doesn't fit, you tried so hard to compete with Brooklyn, who has a big three, that you actually overcompensated your hand. So now you have a bigger issue, a bigger problem that doesn't fit because you're losing to teams that you should not be losing to. So where's this going? What I'm saying, like I said, the Lakers have 20 of the next 31 games against teams that are over 500 and are better than them. So if we look at the standings of why I'm saying I don't think the Lakers might not make the playoffs is because the teams that are around them, such as the Clippers, the Timberwolves, and the Trailblazers, those teams are pretty neck and tight from between 7 and 10, and then the Lakers are number 9. For you to make the playoffs, if you're the Lakers, you're most likely going to be in the playing game, right? So you're going to either be placing most likely, in just my opinion, the T-Wolves who beat you twice, the Clippers who beat you once, and then you got the Portland Trailblazers, so I believe that beat y'all. I don't know if it's once or twice, but they did beat the Lakers. I believe they'll beat the Portland Trailblazers if that happens, if they do face in the playing game. But I don't think they're better than the Clippers. Actually, I know they're not better than the Clippers. And as far as the Timberwolves, it's a toss-up because I don't feel like Denver's coming out that 6th spot unless they just go down like in a big drought because they're like I think 2 games ahead of the next seed against the Clippers. I think they're like 6 games in the loss column against the Clippers. They got the overhead over them, but they're about 1 game in the win column against the Clippers. So I don't think the Nuggets are gonna come out that 6th spot. And I feel like the Lakers have been playing so bad. I see guys like LeBron James taking off time and not being available. It's just I'm seeing a lot of the 2018, 2019 season going on where they missed the playoffs, and a lot of it's because LeBron James was hurt. So I think what's going to happen is the narrative's going to be LeBron James hurt is why the Lakers didn't make the playoffs. But I'm not going with that. I think the Lakers were just not good enough this season at all because you had LeBron James, you had Anthony Davis, you had Russell Westbrook, and still here you are losing games. And Frank Vogel, he cannot coach with his job on ice game by game basis. You can't be the best coach you can be. I saw the last game against the Charlotte Hornets. It felt like that LeBron and AD. It felt almost as if they tried to. I want to say throw the game, but it's just like how do you come back from a hurt wrist after one game and then play against the Atlanta Hawks the next game? You sit out against Charlotte, but you play against Atlanta. Malik Monk had a strained groin. Do you understand a groin? How long it takes to heal? You out for one game against the Charlotte Hornets, and you come back against the Atlanta Hawks today. So it's like a lot of it's a lot of blurry things going on with this team. I don't feel like they really want Frank Vogel there. I think they want Frank Vogel gone. I think they really want Phil Handy or Mark Jackson to take over this team. And if they keep losing, then it's gonna force Jeannie Buss and Mitch Kupchak and Rob Pelinka to just pull the tags on Frank Vogel, which is gonna be unfortunate. So that's all I gotta say about that. But y'all continue to tell me what y'all think about this video. You know what I'm saying? Follow us on our social media, YouTube, Iheartradio, as well as Spotify, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast, as well as my Instagram and my Facebook, BJ Mathews, BJ's on my Instagram. Pull up, see, pull up a chair, pull up. Peace. Out here like swimwear.